All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you sort of an impromptu live stream. Wanted to go ahead and get just kind of a quick one done here with you guys before I start work in about an hour. So, wanted to go through some of your guys' comments and a few questions. Of course, we'll do the usual live stream probably Sunday night, and we'll go through everything, but just kind of wanted to do this one with you guys kind of quick. Maybe we'll do about half an hour. So, hey, Perry, how you doing? Hey, John. Hey, Logan, how's it going, man? And Nick Solis is here. So I had a bunch of questions from you guys for today, or just comments after the big news that The Walking Dead is in fact going to be ending after season 11. Yeah, so Nick Solis here too. End of an era, Jazz Buzz says. Teresa's Arms here. Hey, man. And Becca, how you doing, Becca? Yeah, man, it's crazy. We're playing Fortnite. I don't play Fortnite. No. So yeah, we got the news. If you guys haven't heard, I did a video on it earlier that The Walking Dead is in fact going to be ending with its 11th season, which gives us 31 episodes left, which is basically the 6 extra episodes of season 10, and then season 11 will be like a season and a half. It'll be 24 episodes, bringing us into 2022, and that will be the end for the original series run for The Walking Dead. But they are going to be doing spinoffs right after that. I think it says that Angela Kang is going to be doing a Daryl and Carol spinoff the following year. So as The Walking Dead season 11 will be the last season for Walking Dead, then the very next year, or the production for the very next year, will be a new Daryl and Carol spinoff series. And yeah, so that could be pretty good, and it'll also build up some hype for the last couple of seasons of the series. It'll sort of ensure, maybe it's a smart move for AMC, because it'll ensure that a lot of your Walking Dead fans are going to want to come back, because they're going to want to see how the series ends. If you don't set an end point, then you don't know, there isn't that kind of sense of urgency for people to check it out and to watch it, knowing that you only have like 2 years left, so you want to see how the story kind of wraps up. But Robert Frank already pointed this out, which is that the fact that they're saying there's going to be a Daryl Carol spinoff kind of spoils that they're both going to survive, pretty much. At least if that's honest and true, right? So that means that Daryl and Carol will survive out the end of the Walking Dead series and then go into their own spinoff series. And then you're still going to have, some people asked about the Rick movies too. The Rick movies are still a go, or at least one of them is. So they're going to still do that. And, who knows what they'll do with the property in the future, guys. We don't know, after the original series ends its run after 11 seasons. We don't know if, they're going to do a lot with it after that. And they could. They could do lots of spinoffs. They could have a spinoff go many, many seasons. If you look at companion series Fear, is going to be in its 6th season soon, of 16 episode seasons as well too. So there could be other spinoffs afterwards that could do very well. But I think it makes a lot of sense in terms of hype and in terms of interest in the show to set an endpoint to get those viewers to come back and watch it for certain. You're definitely going to do better with an endpoint set and people wanting to see how it ends than you would if it was an open run, up in the air type of deal. But yeah, you got to think that COVID had an effect here. If that didn't happen, then who knows? Maybe we would have got a couple more seasons out of that initial run first. But it's draining on everybody, right? Charlie, no, I'm not cute. Tell us how you really feel, Big Red Pool. Yeah, I'm not gearing you. I'm not gaming you. You guys know I'm as honest as there are. Probably too honest to my own detriment. That's how I honestly feel. I just feel like it makes sense for them to set that point. It's very sad to hear that original run series is coming to an end. I'm very sad about it, but I'm also telling myself too, well, she's going to come back the next year. Angela Kang is going to come back the very next year to do a Daryl and Carol spinoff. So it's sort of like you're ending the original series run, but you're having the same people come back the next year to do another series anyway. So it's almost like it is still sad because you're wrapping up that original run, but at the same time, you're going to be doing other stuff right after that anyway. So the next year is still going to have a new Walking Dead series. It'll just be the Carol and Daryl spinoff series. So we'll get to see that there. So I'm not too sad about it. I kind of felt like, you only have a couple years left of the comics anyway to go through. So you're going to do that. You're going to wrap up the series at around the same time as the comics finished, and then after that, you'll create other content afterwards, just under a different Walking Dead title. It'll be Walking Dead spin-off series, whatever they call the Daryl and Carol one, Walking Dead anthology. You'll still have Fear the Walking Dead, probably for at least a couple more years. And then, they can do other stuff with those characters as well, too, whatever makes sense for them. But also keep in mind that the original Walking Dead series, from the information that was released, that's public, is that that show is very expensive to produce. So they have AMC Premiere, they have stuff like that so that they can still produce the Walking Dead TV series and be profitable, but they put a lot of effort into that flagship series. And so at a point, maybe it makes sense to end the flagship series and then do the spinoffs where you can put different amounts into them. You don't always have to put this huge amount every year into that and then expect to get a return on that. So that's what it is. So yeah, I am being honest with you guys. I'm not gearing you guys. I'm sad, but I also have to check myself, because I have to say, well, that's about as much content as you had from the comics anyway. So you're going to end it at that point, and then you're going to do other stuff after that anyway at a different release schedule. The other thing too is that it's very difficult for them to sign up every year to get Norman Reedus and Melissa McBride and everybody else. That's just two people, but everybody involved to film 16 episodes every year, or 24 episodes, right? And do that year after year after year after year, especially when they're aging. You can even see it in them. They're getting older. We are too, guys, right? Even me. I started this, I was a kid. But everybody's getting older, so it makes sense to set a date to say, okay, this is when you're going to end the original series, and then after that, you can do different series. And if somebody needs a break or whatever, or maybe you do a Daryl and Carol spinoff, maybe you have a different release schedule for that, or you do whatever you have to do for that. So, hey, boy, how you doing, man? So that's where we're at right now. The Rick movie is at least still going to be done. We'll see how much interest there is for The Walking Dead. Somebody pointed out that we were just discussing this a few weeks ago, and we were, which is I did a video topic called "Will COVID Kill The Walking Dead?" Which I kind of feel bad that I did that now. It made sense to do at the time, and I felt like it was based on this news, it couldn't have been more on point that the people at AMC are discussing the same thing. So it sounds like the decision they went with was, let's set an end date for it. Let's build that hype around getting to see the ending for it. People will tune in to watch it. And then after that, you can launch your own spin-off series that do their own things. And so that's cool. Hey, Guts, how you doing, man? So that's kind of where we're at. That's kind of what we're doing. Hey, John, how are you? So I'm fine. A lot of people said, we thought of you right away, Trev, whatever. and I got a few questions that we'll go through here about whether or not the channels could continue after that. So Just Flo asked, will you continue with the channel, Trev, after season 11? So, I'd like to. That's 31 episodes left for the next couple of years for us to cover. I would like to. At first, when things shut down this year, was doing a lot of different videos, and they were doing really well, and there was a good amount of interest there. As time went on, it kind of felt more and more like people got more and more angry because I wasn't doing more Walking Dead. So when there is no Walking Dead, or when there is limited or less Walking Dead to do, we'll have to see how the people respond to that, and whether or not they are interested in watching the videos that I produce, whether it's reviews of other series, whether it's weekly live streams, and we just talk about whatever you guys bring forward to me. Lately, we've been doing a lot of truther stuff because of what's happened in the world this year and all of the documentation, everything leading up to it, that would lead you to the conclusion that it wasn't a random happenstance, right? So, and there is piles and piles of that dating back 10, 15, 17 years before this happened this year. So we're doing that, and mixed results. Some people like it, some people don't. A lot of people just want me to do Walking Dead all day. So will I continue with the channel after? It does make sense for me to kind of sunset it as well. I like how they did the Daryl sunset, or the sun thing. I did that last year in a picture too, and in a video. Will I sunset or end the channel after The Walking Dead ends? So we'll see how you guys are feeling. We'll see how much interest there is there, and we'll see if doing reviews for other things if people are interested in that. I personally love doing it, so I would like to continue after that. But a lot of it depends on you guys too and what you guys want to do. Neil B2 said, "Why am I not happy about a Daryl Carol show? What does this mean for the Rick movies?" Well, it means probably Nibblies because you're losing the original Walking Dead series, so that's why you're probably not too excited about the Daryl Carol show. But at the same time, it's could be cool. Will they go to New Mexico or something like that, like they said they were going to when they were on the bike? Probably. I think that's probably a setup for that. So this is probably where they were heading in direction anyway. But I guess the key decision here from AMC would have been: do we do it under the original Walking Dead series name, or do we end that original Walking Dead series and then relaunch it as different series afterwards, and then see if those can build up hype for a new release series, maybe with a different budget, maybe with different, less people involved, or different episode run times, so they don't all have to be 16 episodes or whatever. And that's just what they decided to do, it sounds like. So Ash Williams says, the only reason I'm not mad for the OG show coming to an end is that it's ending with its comic material and not going past it, which is a good point. This is about where the comic content would wrap up. So 31 episodes left, and the remaining comic issues they have to adapt. They're sort of deciding that they're pretty much ending the TV series where the comics basically did, where the comics pretty much ended, and that's what they've decided to do. That'll also keep your purists happy, because then they won't complain that, they should have just ended it when the comics ended or something. Well, now they are. And then after that, if you like the Daryl and Carol spinoff, you can watch that. Or if you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. It's not, it's not absolutely mandatory, because you watch the original series end. And then if you're interested to see what happens with the characters after, then you can watch that series or not. Similarly with Fear and Morgan, or Dwight, or the Fear crew, or whatever. So we'll see how that is going to affect that as well. Destiny Y said, Trev called it last month, but I wish the ending didn't have so much plot armor. I want to see a Walker Daryl. Well, don't Destiny, don't give up on that hope of seeing a zombie Daryl yet. It might happen at some point eventually, but I kind of feel like for Daryl, he should be the last person that should ever be a zombie. He should be the one who's like old man Daryl. He's got the gray hair, the white hair, and I don't know, maybe he's all scarred up. He's got scars everywhere, whatever. So that's kind of what it should be like for him. I think personally, we should never see him be a walker. He should die of old age, is the way it should be. Yeah. Sorry, Grow Prodigy, if the audio isn't the best. Yeah. My streams aren't always, connections here are not always the best. So hope it's okay. What's up, Charlie? He says, what's going on, Trev? Guys back in. Yeah. Hey, Venom. How you doing, man? Do you miss Sasha? So for Quinnen, but I think the actress is in Star Trek Discovery. Is that her new show? So that's good. So happy for her there, and you can watch her in that if you like to see her work. I haven't seen it. That Ghost sent through a super chat. Thank you, That Ghost, who said, we'll always watch your stuff. So much horror out there. Use this. I buy a zombie mask inspired or painted COVID mask. Oh, that's cool. You got like a mask, like a COVID mask, but it's like a zombie thing. Yeah, that's zombie skin on yours. Yeah, put a latex zombie skin on it. That's cool. That'll get people in the shop looking at you straight, huh? That'll be that's good. So that's cool. Well, thank you for that, man. And I hope you guys are doing good, man. I did want to I felt like doing this before work. Hey, Jake, you're from the UK. You just caught the stream. Well, thanks for joining, man. And Grim Reaper and Scott Weinberg. Thanks, Scott, for joining. We don't have too much time, guys. I only have about maybe 10, 15 minutes to hang out with you. That's if the stream lasts here. But decided that, I would just kind of turn it on and just say, just hang out with you guys for a bit and discuss the news and whatnot. So Sanjay said, some people were pissed off with AMC about Carol Daryl spinoff. They wanted a Negan spinoff. Well, don't be so sure we won't get to see a Negan spinoff. That is assuming Negan is alive at the end. I mean, he may or may not be. But we could see stuff like that in the future, right? We could see other different spinoff series if they want to do them. And we'll see which ones they decide to do and which ones they don't. The Rick movies are kind of a Rick spinoff as well. So there's that too to look forward to. And yeah, that's just what we're gonna see. So yeah, it is sad, but hang in there, guys, because we don't know if some of these spinoff series could be really good. Who knows? The Daryl and Carol spinoff series, if it gets like a 16 episode run and they bring a whole lot of characters in it, it might feel just like like The Walking Dead is really continuing, not really ending at all. So we'll see how that whole thing how the whole thing plays out. But I'm excited to see sort of that the comics final kind of interpretation be done and the original series have its endpoint. That's good. And then after that, just to see what they have or what they do. Yeah, Dave Burkett asks, I'm not shocked. Are the films dead too? So no, so far as we know, they've said that the films are going to continue, it sounds like, or at least film. And then we'll see after the first one, if they do 3 Rick movies would be great. So that could be really cool to see and just see what that looks like. But we don't know. There's a lot of unknowns right now. We know that World Beyond is a 2-year limited series. We don't know what the future would hold for Fear at all. If it will get a season, well, it's got season 6 is set. Season 7, I think it was renewed for. Maybe not yet. Maybe they didn't announce that. But I was under the impression season 7 is going to continue for Fear. And then whether or not it gets a season 8 or whatnot, they did say that the thinking at AMC was to continue with Fear after the original flagship series ends. So you would still have Fear each year on, and you could still watch it if you want to for a few more years at least. We'll see if that ends up being true or not. It does make sense that you would continue with that and then do the other spinoff series as well. So yeah, so there'll probably be that too, at least for a little while, as long as the fan demand is there. Now, everything is contingent, I would say, on demand. If everybody after COVID decides they're not interested in watching Walking Dead anymore because of what happened this year, and it's not escapism anymore, then maybe none of that will hold, and that you won't see much in the way of spinoffs, because it does depend on whether or not people are going to watch it, right? But I think there'll be enough interest there for at least a Walking Dead series or 2 after season 11 to continue on. I would think so. Frank Spencer said, told you they would cancel. The first sign is always a mess up with a production's finale. That means the producers talked with the big suits upstairs and they're canning it. Well, that's when they're going to run out of the comic content anyway. I guess as a whole, that's a decision. You're not wrong, Frank. I mean, that's what they decided to do here, it sounds like. But I wouldn't think of it as canning it. I would just think of it as wrapping up the original series and then setting it for the spinoff in the next series after that. Ash Williams says, it's huge news, and I'm more hyped than ever for everything Walking Dead. Well, it certainly does hype up the last 2 seasons, because you know that it's winding down and you're getting to see, I think Chandler Riggs already said, end of an era. So there's your Carl quote for this one, right? Yeah, it's the end of an era. It's the end of the Walking Dead original series. So you're end pointing, you're capping that off. And then after that, if you continue on further with the other spinoffs or whatnot, that's up to you. You get to decide which ones you're going to do, which ones you're not going to do. And that's kind of where we go for that. But Cinnamon Girl 622 said, thanks for setting my heart about this news, Trev. I feel better about the future of the Walking Dead universe now. Yeah, there's still lots of stuff coming, guys, but it does make sense for them to wrap up the flagship series at some point due to the age of everyone, due to the demands of that schedule, the budgetary requirements involved, the amount of work it is to put that together, the expectations from the fans, setting up a series like that, 16 episodes, year after year. Some of them are really, a lot of action, war, stuff like this going on, whisper war, stuff like that, fire and all this stuff. It's not as easy as Mad Men to produce, right? I wouldn't think. So it's a difficult series to make, and zombie guts everywhere, zombies all over the place. And so, this break in our lives, I guess, this year maybe made them decide, like, let's do this. And that way we can have people do it kind of on demand, or we can have people work on series like a spinoff for a couple years and then take a break. And then maybe if they want to do another one, they can sign on for a couple more years. And then again, rather than a guaranteed every year, 16 episodes, you got to be there pretty much. Otherwise, we got to write you out and have you go off in a helicopter or something like that. You know what I mean? So Indy J said, how do you feel about the fates of all the characters knowing there's an end date? Is anyone safe now? Well, probably not, even less than usual, because now you know that your runway is only 31 episodes left. So you can have probably more character deaths than you would, because they probably are going to pick who's going to survive at the end, like Carol, Daryl, whether or not Negan or some of the others like Judith and everybody else. They're probably going to decide, like, you probably keep Judith alive at the end. Maybe we could do a series end death predictions, but you can kind of pick. Maybe Negan won't survive to the very end, right? It depends. So you kind of get to pick who's going to, who's not going to, and then you could have other character deaths there that before you wouldn't have, because you're building up to what's going to happen after. Everybody knows there's an endpoint now, so you have an endpoint set. It's there. You can kill off whoever, basically anybody except for the ones that you're going to want to use in one of the spinoffs. And so that's the way that goes. Yeah, John Ether, sorry, man, to tell you, and that's part of the reason why I want to do the live stream too, as well, is to get the message out there for anyone who hasn't read. Yes, season 11 is going to be the last season, but we still have 31 episodes left. So that's good. So it's not like it's ending next week or anything. It's still basically 2 more years left of the series. So it's kind of what we got the inside scoop on anyway last year. We kind of were thinking as what was going to happen, ended up to be it. Linux, the Reaper, says, you really believe COVID and a vaccine is a conspiracy? Linux has missed probably every video we've done since probably the springtime. I'm not going to bring COVID into this too much, man. This is a Walking Dead video, so we're going to stay with Walking Dead here. Big news for Walking Dead. And you can go watch the 30 plus videos we've done since the springtime. I mean, I had to delete a good number of them because I was told to, but you can go watch any of those if you want to see. So those are there for you to go watch, man. We don't need to discuss that in this one. I've beaten that to death already for anybody who wants to understand what's actually happening there. You can. It's all there. So the info is there. So go watch those. We don't need to go over that in this one. Okay. So yeah, thank you, Traveler Updates, for sticking with me all these years. Let's see. I did have some other stuff. The Governor prequel up until he finds Merle, says Luke. Well, the Walking Dead anthology sounds like it's going to be something like that, where they do like different, maybe vignette or character spotlights, series or mini series to see kind of how they came about. Now, how many of those are they going to do? How many are fans going to want to see? Will they want to see Negan, Governor, anybody else? We'll see how many of those they end up doing and what they want to do. But yeah, those could be really, really good. Rick Kring said, do you think this has anything to do with the Frank Darabont court case ending? So no, I don't think so. AMC basically won that case, or won the case against Robert Kirkman and the producers. So the one for Frank Darabont, I would think they would probably win that as well. But who knows? Maybe you're right. Maybe something did go wrong there. Or the ruling was, I don't think they've made it public yet what the ruling was. But if there was some kind of damages to be paid or something, maybe that could have an effect with amending it. But based on what I've seen so far, it doesn't sound like it, unless that's all kept under kept a lid under. But I think that when that ruling is made, I think that goes public pretty fast. Within a day or two, I think everybody would know. And also, because Robert Kirkman and the producers kind of lost their lawsuit, I would tend to think that Frank Darabont will probably lose his too. But because it's basically for almost the same thing. So we'll see about that. We'll see how that works out and what happens. But I don't think it's really going to have an impact on Walking Dead one way or another. More than anything, to me, it sounds like the comics ending is the biggest factor in them deciding to end the series there. That and COVID, and then COVID causing the shutdowns for all this time and losing some finances, losing some progress, losing some steam, and that having a negative effect on all of us as a whole, right? In our lives. Robert Frank says, yeah, I guess Daryl and Carol aren't kicking the bucket. Yeah, that's right. They're pretty much guaranteed to survive. Howl 603 says they better not pull a Game of Thrones bull crap at the end. So I don't think they will. I don't think they'll kill off everybody at the end and have like only Daryl and Carol survive. But a good number of the survivors probably will be killed off, something like that. And it's what it would be. AOTD said, I think Fear will end with season 7. Also, I think they should scrap the movies and just bring Rick back for the last season. So yeah, we'll see what they do with the movies or the movie if they continue with that. I guess they could bring him back for a spinoff series, but to do it in the movies and have that hype around it, the bigwigs are going to want to do that, I would think. At least if I was one of them, yeah, I'd want a movie with Rick because you know people are going to want to go watch it. So you're going to want to get that big screen movie money, I would think. Dan Jones says they're going to start filming the extra episodes in October. Yeah, so they are. They confirmed that the extra 6 episodes for season 10 are going to be filmed in October, coming up soon. And then we'll probably see them early 2021. So that's going to be good. Bridget Uphoff says, oh, right. Yeah, that one was from the other stuff. We'll keep that for Sunday. So that's it. So, and I'll keep the other stuff for Sunday. But we'll definitely do a live stream Sunday night, maybe another video or two in the meantime, because we're only at, what's today? Today's Thursday, right? So we're only at Thursday now, so that's a few days away. But definitely we'll do a couple-hour live stream, I think, on Sunday night, so we can talk about all of this news and developments and everything, because there's lots to talk about. You got ending of Walking Dead, which is the biggest thing. Daryl and Carol spinoff, next good news, big thing. And then anthology series, which also could be cool. And yeah, and I think that's pretty much it. But we'll go through it on Sunday, guys, for sure. Yeah, Dwighty boy, same to you, man. And so that's it for the questions I had prepped for this quick one today. Yeah, let's see what you guys got. Yaron said, God was the cause of the apocalypse, the wrath of God, as they mentioned, CDC episode with Jenner. We got Manhammer here. He says, Trev, would it be weird if they did a 15-year time jump and Judith ended up that kid that killed, that bullied Lydia? I don't know what to go with that. But, okay, could they do some major time jump in the future? Because they're doing spin-off series, it makes even more sense that they could do crazy time jumps, like big-time jumps, like back in the time, to see Governor starting or Negan starting, or way in the future to see an older Judith in a way distant Walking Dead timeline. So they could do both. They could do more time jumps, more drastic time jumps into way in the future, and less because they're going to do them in different series. So Billy Bob said, how does Negan fit into the Commonwealth story arc? Well, we'll see what they do with the television series version. We did hear that JDM might be in The Boys season 3, I think they said. So maybe he'll be in The Boys in the future, which I want to watch the rest of season 2, I think just hit. So I want to check that out. But yeah, so how Negan will wrap up here, we don't know. Maybe he will survive the series. Maybe he will survive, and they could use him for something in the future. But at the same, one of the negatives, I think, to doing the spinoff series is that you have to have a selling point for each one you do. So the anthology series could be cool to see different ones, but I don't know if people would want to watch a Negan series because I love Negan, you guys love Negan, but we know that a lot of fans don't. A lot of the casual fans don't like Negan at all, right? So you wouldn't do like a Negan branded Walking Dead series, because if you did that, a lot of fans wouldn't want to watch it because they don't like Negan, right? So that's what it is. So yeah, so we'll see what happens. I mean, it's up in the air, obviously, how things are going to wrap up in the end, but it does create a sense of kind of urgency for the story going up to the end, because they're going to want to nail it. And it sounds like maybe they have time now to do that, because they've been able to write this whole year and prep kind of everything out. I'm sure it'll be really good as we see everything play out. They've had lots of time to plan everything out, so more than usual this year. So I'm guessing they've been doing that pretty much through. Okay, let's see what else we got here, and I'll wrap up pretty soon. Yeah, Rudy says, "Holy shit, what happened, Trev? Walking Dead is ending. Where have I been?" Yeah, so season 11, they just announced it yesterday, and so that's the news for it for now that we've heard. But episode 16 is not out yet. That's October 1st. So a few weeks from now, we'll get that episode, and then 6 episodes for season 10 additional, which will air early next year. And then after that, the 11th season will be a 24-episode season starting next fall, I'm guessing. I think so. I think that's right. So, yeah, so that's that. So, okay, well, thank you guys all for joining me. I do appreciate you joining me. Hang in there, guys. Don't get too sad or anything, because we don't know how much stuff. Who knows? We could have many more years of Walking Dead stuff, and one of the spinoffs could be a big-time hit, and they could really love doing it and want to do lots more. So we'll see that. Faith Cannon, it doesn't mean much for the Walking Dead Rick movies. It just means that those are going to continue. Maybe if they air after Walking Dead ends, then there'll be even more hype. We'll see, because then there won't be the Walking Dead original series and more people want to watch it. We'll see what, how that whole thing works out. But do you think the movies will continue on from the show's end, says Dan Gish? Yeah, I think so. I think the movies will continue on, after that. So I think that's what's gonna happen. Anyway, okay. Well, I'll wrap for now, guys, because I got to go get ready for work. Have yourselves a good day, and I'll see you guys again soon. Chin up, guys. Stay safe, and don't get too down, guys. And don't worry, I'm sure there'll be lots of fun stuff coming in the future. But at the same time, it is a little bit sad that the original Walking Dead series is scheduled to end. So, okay, guys, have yourselves a good day, and I'll see you again soon. Live stream Sunday night for sure, more extended one where I have more time to go through it. And love you guys, and I'll see you guys soon. As always, just Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.